Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today I was thinking, which I try not to do, but it happened, But I was thinking like after playing with the frosted strawberry palette by Too Faced by Pop Tart, like a pink palette, right? Because I can see where the nostalgia gets you with that because it's probably a lot of people's favorite Pop Tart. But is it the best pink palette? And it's not. So let me let you know. Whether you have a large collection or not, just know that that is not the best pink palette that you want. The mattes are great. I won't take that away. It's clearly just the metallics that I have an issue with. Number one. Number two, when I think of pink, and I do have to agree, I forget who I heard say it, but they're really, and Too Faced is known to put a pop of color in everything. And I'm shocked they didn't put a pop of green. Because green is on the Pop Tart, the sprinkle, it's red and it's pink and green or red and green or something is the color on it. And I think even orange, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I'm shocked they didn't do that because when I do a pink look, I do like to combine it with something, and I could see where pink and green would be good and still stick with the theme of that, you know what I mean? But generally, when I'm playing with pinks, depending on like the color of it, sometimes I like browns with my pinks, sometimes I like purples. Especially if it's a vibrant pink, I really like a purple. So I was like, what is my favorite pink palette that I have in my collection? You know what I mean? And I don't know. That's the sad part. I don't know. And I have a lot because I love pink. But with that said, I started thinking, what palette do I grab the most? And it's this one. Can you guess it? This is the palette I grab the most when I do want to do a pink look because it does have that purple in it. And it's the dark, rich purple that I truly love. And it's just, the palette itself is just great. Like, the whole thing I use, and I love it. But let's get started. Let me find the correct brush I started with. That would help. So the first shade we're going to go into is a light carnation pink. And I really do like this palette, and you don't get a lot of versatility out of it. I mean, it's going to be a pink look, but you can come up with a couple of different looks if you chose to. And I love the fact that it's just so simple to work with, and you don't, there's not a lot of guessing. There really isn't. It's self-explanatory for the most part, number one. Number two, the colors just go in with each other so pretty, and the gradient you get with it is beautiful. The metallic you get with it, chef's kiss. I mean, there's just nothing that is wrong with this palette as far as I'm concerned. And I just adore it. Now, I don't know if it's my favorite pink palette as far as that goes. But it's definitely one in my collection that I go to a lot. And for me to go to something, if I'm wanting a certain look, that says a lot. Because I have a lot, you know? Way more than I need. But it got me thinking, for sure, to go through my collection and start looking and seeing what is my favorite pink. And maybe I have to go through a couple palettes. Because like, well, it could be this one. Well, it could be that one. But I thought about doing it, and then maybe like, what is my favorite purple palette? Like maybe do like a top 5 or something, you know what I mean? Just curious on it. But then a lot of things can change because sometimes like it's color story I'm after, but sometimes it's formula I'm after. But this particular palette, it hits formula for me. It hits like color story, like, it just hits every nail on the head for me. This particular color story. Oh, let me swatch the color for you that I just used. And like I said, it's just a very pale pink. You can barely even see it, but it's so pretty. And it blends the other colors in this palette so beautifully too. Now we're going in with the hot pink. This is one of my favorite hot pinks. Like, I sometimes think about it, like, I'd love to make a pink palette. Not, like, by myself. Like, no. Like, I couldn't do that. That would be too stressful for me. But just, like, take the palettes I have and take certain pinks out of them and then, like, make a palette like that. The problem with a lot of palettes I'm finding today is that they come and go so quick. So if you do find your favorite, it's going to be hard to, like, if you actually use it, to go and get it again. And then it kind of makes you not want to use it because you don't want to go through it. And it's not like that these brands offer, like, replacement shades, although I did hear ColourPop is on certain shadows, which I think is so cool. But yeah, I really do enjoy this palette as far as, like, a pink look and having it be easy and effortless to use and self-explanatory to use. It's just a perfect palette for me. It really is. Like, if I was going to take a palette with me that I want to color, this would be it. And then I would take, like, a neutral palette. And maybe I take it from the same brand even. I don't know. But that strawberry palette really did get me thinking on, like, what is my favorite pink palette, because I am, like, curious now, what is it? Like, because I do gravitate to pink, I won't deny that. Oh, I keep forgetting to show the shades. Okay. Shade, this shade here we're going with now. Of course, I still need to wipe my fingers. I don't know where that towel there is. I'll just use this though. Okay. We're going to go into this shade right here. I just used that one. We're going to go into this shade though and put on the lower lash line. And at first I thought, like, ColourPop, one of their palettes was my favorite pink one. But I don't think so. But I do like the formula of their pinks. They're easy to use too. But I thought it is summer, so it would be a good color story to go through and find, like, my favorite pink palette. And then come fall, I could do, like, my favorite orange palette or something, or like a fall color brown neutral. But kind of keep it based on color, not the season itself in a way. And as far as, like, some colors I don't have that many of, like blue and greens. I don't have that many colors, palettes of those, as I do, like, just strictly blue palettes, just strictly green palette type thing. So it'd be harder for me to do that. But pink, purples, browns, like gray colors, those I have a lot of. Okay, now we're going to go into this dark purple here, and it's, gosh, it's so pretty. That is a pretty purple right there. Of course, it's not coming off my finger. Oh well. But we're going to place it in the outer corner here. build it up. We don't want to go in all willy-nilly because purples are hard to work with, even from the best of brands. I won't lie. Although this purple, I will say, is fairly easy to work with and beautiful to work with. I won't deny that. Like, you do have to spend a little bit of time blending, but not much at all. I have got a hair. Watch me get eyeshadow all over me. I've done that before. Isn't that not awful? Like, you feel a hair and you forgot that you were like swatching colors or something. And then you go to get it and you've got this big line. I got scared I was going to get a big line of purple going down my face, because that's about where, you know, my luck is. Between that and mascara, you know I'm going to mess up on it. It's the inevitable. I've just come to expect it now. But see how easy that blends? And I'll be honest, that says a lot for a purple. Because purples are hard, I won't lie. Some brands do it better, to where you don't have to work as long. But you still tend to have to work with them. And of course, everybody has their different preference to colors too. Because I can say pink, but maybe I like a hot pink and you like more of a, you know, a neutral leaning pink type of thing, you know? So that does make a difference too when somebody says, what's your favorite color? I don't know, there's just something about pink that I like. I know a lot of people don't, and I see why. I get it, I do. But me personally, I haven't found a pink I don't like. Let's just say that. I'm sure it's out there. I personally just have not seen it. And I don't want to, because I love pink. I don't know how many more times I can keep saying that, but I will. That and this palette, like I said, it's got everything I need. Alright, now we're going to go back into that lower lash line with the same color that I used previously. I want to make sure that it is seen. I think it's... And I do see where some people think if they wear pink, they kind of get like a... It looks like pink eye in a way. But this palette won't do that to you. We're going to go back into that light pink shade that I used the very first time. And I'm just going to place it all over the lid. And you can see that this is a pretty light shade. And I bet you're thinking, wow, that's a nice matte look right there, to be honest with you. And you could keep it like this, you really could. You could keep it all matte if you wanted to. Me, personally, I can't. I can't do it. I wish I could, but I can't. We all know this. I have to have sparkle. I mean, I could, but why would I, you know, type of thing. And I want that purple to be showing a little bit here. All right, then we're going to take this sparkly shade, which is just chef's kiss. Another one of them. Look at that. Now, Nobody can tell me that's not gorgeous. And I'm going to pop it in my inner corner here. And then I'm going to let you see it from just that, in case you did want to keep this an all matte look. Because I do think that this is a gorgeous all matte look. I mean, obviously it's not all matte if you're doing this, but if you wanted to keep the rest of the eye, you know, matte. You do want to spray this color or it will go everywhere. But you know me, I don't do that, so, but just so you know. I mean, that's a pretty purple look, okay? But you know I gotta put it on the lid. You just know it. So I'm actually gonna pick it up with this brush here, my Ripper 21, one of my other favorite Ripper brushes. We're just gonna pick up a little bit. And I am just gonna put this right in the, like on my center in a minute. And basically, and I'm patting it because if I move this, it will fall everywhere. Just so you know. But I'll show you what I do once I get it on. And it does keep it holding pretty well. Okay. Let me put a little more. And again, it is hard to put it on unless you spray it to keep it from falling. But I pretty much got it where I want it. Okay. So now what I'll do, once I have it laid down, let me put all this stuff down here real quick. I'll take my ring finger, my nose, gosh, my hair, and I'll see where it's at, and then I'll just easily tap it. Just pick my finger up and put it down over top of where I laid it. I'm not going to move it around. I'm just letting the heat of my finger touch it. And it likes it. It's almost like just touching it, tapping it, and you can see not much came off. But just tapping it, like, melts it into the skin beautifully. And then you don't have to worry about the fallout. Because now your eyelids will be pretty warm through the day, so it kind of holds it. Like, I don't get much fallout from this point. Now, I did get a little bit when I was putting it on with the brush because I didn't spray it. So I am going to push that out and away. But again, that's my fault. Just spray your brush, you'll be fine. Now we're going to take that dark purple that I used in the outer corner and we're just going to line the top lash line. I didn't line the lower lash line. You could. But I didn't for this look. I was actually trying to go a different way than what I usually do when I use this palette. Because I did want to see. And I really did enjoy the way it looked with just the inner corner being the highlighted part. But that shade is just too pretty not to have everywhere, really. And that is generally how I wear that. I lay that shade down, and sometimes I don't even add that purple to the outer corner. I just keep it in the pink realm, and then wear that shade all over, because that shade can make any look good, in my opinion. Okay, there we go. And that's the final look. That's the look that I created today using my favorite palette. Well, my most often grab palette when I think of pink. Now, I'm not saying that this is any way, shape, or form like the Too Faced palette. Like, that had a purpose, that Too Faced pink palette did. This one does not have that same purpose. So I understand why there's not a purple in that palette. I'm just giving you options because I really don't want anybody to waste their money. Unless you're getting that at 50% off, it is not worth your $27. It really isn't, you all. And I get you might like Pop-Tarts. I do. I get it. But I'm telling you, unless you're just using it for decoration, yeah, you'll use the mattes and you won't have an issue. You'll be fine with them. But you are going to be so disappointed in those metallics. I just don't think they're up to par for today's industry. And I hate that. Like, I want Too Faced to come back. I do. I want them to. They always have cute packaging. So that's one step right there. That's what makes them unique. Okay? So they're there. It's like next step. Formula. Color stories. Mix it up. You know? Change the formula. Mix the colors up. It doesn't always have to be the same. That, and I think a lot of these brands, I'm going to use the Marc Jacobs on the top lash line, need to keep core products. That way if people go through them, they can go back and repurchase them. When you're just throwing out palette after palette after palette and none of them stick around long, you know, it's hard to recommend something when you're just going to get rid of it. And it's hard to keep using it when, if I'm using it and I'm saying how great it is, but you guys can't get it, it's like, what's the point? And granted, that's probably half of my collection. But I also want to show, like, the differences in all these brands and what brands you really should be looking at that you'll be happy with, because we ain't got the money just be throwing it around, you know, not in today's world. But I mean, everybody has to make their own decisions, though. For the bottom lash line, I'm going to use the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. I tell you, it must be TMI, my time soon, because I have a lot of visitors today on my face that were not there. I tried to hide them best I could, but one is just like, boom, I see you, you see me. And we are not being a happy family. It came out of nowhere, though. Alright. Good enough, I guess, really. What else can I do? Sometimes these lashes want to work with me, sometimes they don't. And then for my waterline, I actually pulled out my Urban Decay eyeliner in, I think it says Heartless, for the waterline. I think that's what it says is Heartless. I'm not really for sure, but that's what it looks to read. Alright, and then that's it, y'all. So what palette do you think I used today to create this look? And this is such a pretty look. I mean, is it all pink? No. But like I said, when I do a pink look, I don't just generally use pinks. Now, there's times I do, and I still think the look turned out wonderful, don't get me wrong, because you can't go wrong with a pink. But if I'm generally doing a look, like, I do add another color to the look for whatever the reason. But I just think that these colors are so pretty together, and they blend one into another, and you know, it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But let me know, what's your all's favorite pink palette? Do you have one? If you do, let me know, because I want to try it. Like, maybe I have it, maybe I don't. But I think I am going to go through my collection and see what is my favorite. Like, this might be my most worn, but that doesn't mean that it's my favorite, or most used. That doesn't mean it's my favorite. But let me know what yours is, because, you know, I might have it. I might want to try it. I may have forgot about it, because goodness knows I've done that before. And then maybe I'll do a video of, like, top 5 favorite pink palettes and top 5 favorite purple I can do. Be hard to do blue and green, I know that. I think I may be able to do orange. I don't think I could do yellow. But maybe. I don't know. I'd have to go through and see. But let me know if that's a good idea too. But that's all I have. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday. And did I clean that up? Yeah. Oh, I forgot the clues. Let's see. You got this. I really don't know how to explain this one. It is my most used pink. Like, if I'm going for a pink look, that could be a second clue. Packaging is beautiful. It is beautiful. Easy to travel with. Guess that's it, really. Because anything else is going to give it away. It's limited edition. Yeah, that's about all the clues I can give. But take a guess down below. You might get it. Who knows? If you do, obviously, you'll win something. I'm not for sure what, but something, whether it be a palette or brushes or whatnot. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.